going on, Miguel, host of Life for Circle Radio? Good evening. So, a few things we got on our minds today. Monique is back in the news. She wants her coins again. She's bringing Countess Vaughn along with her on the old, what was the name of that song, show? I don't forgot what it was. We'll talk about that. The Parkers. It was the Parkers. So we'll talk about that. Seems like, what is it? One of the Jonas brothers is say he's a single dad. He don't know what a single dad what that really means, obviously. Because there's some people out in these streets who really run around as single parents or co-parenting. Make sure I get in and scream when I put my quotes out. And so Terrell Owens and Stephen A. Smith are beefing. Coach Prime has got all the casuals out here happy because they took a loss, whatever. So we're gonna talk a little bit of all that, and then Kia knows who's getting divorced this week because that seems to change week to week. Who's getting divorced? So anyway. Oh, everything want to slow down on me today. Oh, let's see. Really? Come on. Oh, computer is really tripping today. All right.
I mean, we can just start talking. I'll just stay in this bottom screen down here. And so...
I'm just saying, it's like, can't nobody hear you though? It's like, why is my scenes not coming up?
No one can hear me.
There we go. Like,
Hi, what's up, guys?
I'm tripping. Like, what is going on? All right, what's going on? I'll make sure I edit that piece out because we can't be doing that. That can't be out in these internet streets.
Yes.
What's going on, super producer?
What's up? Happy Monday. Potty training update. I had to take a Xanax this morning. I didn't know if I was gonna make it. Even my mama was like, "Do you need to take something?" I was like, "Yes, I'm not gonna make it." She's like, okay.
Mama Blanche is like,
okay, so Leela is very strong-willed, so she's in the room, and I said, "You know what? Just tell me where the potty is." She threw herself on the ground, threw a full-on tantrum. Now I'm like, oh, is this what we're doing? Cool. Show me where the potty is. She's screaming. I'm saying the same thing over and over again. This lasted 30 minutes of just her screaming and throwing herself around. And my mom is having like, oh, she's like, I want to go get my grandbaby. My daughter is torturing her. It was awful.
So Mama Blanche is there with you? She's chilling?
Yes, she's here. She's here helping out since my mother-in-law, I was going to say the other mother, is just getting back from her Guyanese vacation. So she's taking a rest and she'll be back with us next week. So we are here on the radio. How is everything going with you and the squad and the basketball tournaments?
Yeah, man. Yeah. So you see my eyes. So so once again, for all of y'all who don't really know how Atlanta works,
you don't live in Atlanta.
Huh?
You don't live in Atlanta.
Don't live in Atlanta. We live south of the city, and all the tournaments are always north of the city. So we go Saturday. We done bounce hour 20 minutes from the house. Saturday traffic. They go to one gym, and the coach was like, "Oh yeah, the other gym is only about 15 minutes away." Never believe anybody says anything's 15 minutes away in Atlanta. It's always at least 20. Just chalk it up. It's at least 20, but it was 30. So we got to go across to go to another gym that's north of the city, and then the teams didn't show up because unlike us, we show up for our tournaments, and the other team said, "Man, F that. I ain't coming all the way out there today."
I'm not coming all the way out to the middle of nowhere to play some little kid basketball with y'all. No.
So we're preparing. We're heading to Greensboro for a tournament this weekend, and we're proud of our girls because now our baby girl is going to play on the same team with Michelle, and because she's progressing.
Greensboro in the Carolinas.
Yes. That's what I'm telling you. Like, there's some days I have to like look at my calendar some weeks and be like, okay, Thursday I ain't doing nothing. Because weekends are not weekends. We going hard in the paint right now. But anyway, enough of that. So this week, so much going on, and I think we'll start off with this story about Monique and what is going on with her because she's back in the news again. And is that
your rat is barking?
Can you hear him? Man,
yes,
somebody come close my door. So you talking about potty training your twins, and I've got this brand new, and he's not a rat. That's my little man's right there. He's so crazy.
Wait, what's your name again?
His name is Snickers because he looks like a Snickers bar. My kids just named him Snickers, and I'm gonna let him have that. So
He looks like a large gerbil.
He
That's
does
what he
not.
looks
Stop
like.
talking about my dog. So little man, so funny. It was earlier. I was on a call, and my wife is like, "Why does he respond to you so well?" I said, "Because that's my man's, right?" Close my door, please, because we can hear him. So
Sure.
we were. I was chilling. I was on a call, which I'm on early in the morning. As soon as I got off, Trey came to my office. She was like, as soon as you get off your call, he starts barking. He knows when you're in meetings and when you're not. As soon as you're out of the meetings, he's like, all right, come holler at me. Come take me out. Come feed me. Come hang out. So anyway, so let's jump into the show. People don't care about me and my dog. All right, so let's jump into this thing. So Monique calls on CBS to fairly compensate her and Countess Vaughn for their time on the Parkers. Go ahead and set this thing up.
So Monique is sending a public message to CBS and calling on the company to fairly compensate her and her former co-star Countess Vaughn. As the Shade Room has previously reported, Monique and Vaughn started the Parker sitcom between 1999 and 2004. The show reportedly aired for 5 seasons and released over 110 episodes. Earlier this year, the comedian filed a lawsuit against CBS and Paramount for their unpaid royalties. Now, the unpaid royalties are not so much about streaming, but when the show went into syndication, they were not given any compensation when that show went into syndication. Because I want to say it played on BET every day for a long period of time. Did you see it? I've seen it on BET before.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the Parkers were a little bit everywhere for a while. All them UPN shows. TV kind of, it is what it is.
But here's the thing, though. Before you say that, the show, since it's gone off the air, has made over $700 million, and they have gotten none of that.
Where is that number coming from? Okay,
it's coming from there's a profit sheet that goes out about networks. Apparently, I did not know this, and on there, small little line item. Apparently, the Parkers $700 million for the network, and they got none of it. So.
Well, let me just So there's times where you can turn on and see the Parkers everywhere, and it's so funny because the show was like kind of fair to middling when it was on live, but in syndication, folks really seem to love it. It's always hard with these type of situations because you just don't know what that original contract looked like and what the original terms were, and you sit back and you say, man, it's not fair. It's not fair. It's not fair. The entertainment industry ain't trying to be fair. They're trying to wrap up this strike they've had going on for the last 5 or 6, 7 months. Finally,
and we'll get into that because there was an update about that today.
Yeah, we'll get into that but the entertainment is a bunch of greedy people who like to exploit talent, and when this stuff comes up, the more I hear this thing and the more people are watching, they know how I feel half the time about Monique. I think she's teamed too much sometimes. But hey, if they have not made any money off this thing and it's been streaming as long as it's been streaming, give them their coins. Do something. But once again, the contracts are the contracts, and if the contract was not conducive for them, then that sucks. And then what they have to do is try to, in the court of public opinion, try to drag things through the mud, and hopefully that'll give them the results they're looking for. But
they're not getting anything. They're not going to get a dime. I appreciate what Monique is trying to do. Mm-hmm. I don't think she's going to get any of the royalties back from the show being in syndication because I think it was part of their deal. It's like when the Friends people were like, listen, we know what we're worth, and we know the show is now playing outside of NBC on other networks now. So we're not coming back until you pay us that money pay us the money we want and give us a piece of the syndication. And they end up getting it because they were serious about not doing it. Girlfriends tried to do it, but they all gave in after a while. Mm-hmm. And I don't think Monique and Countess Vaughn, honestly, I don't think they ever thought that show was going to be. I don't think CBS maybe didn't think that show was going to be much. Right?
I'm wondering, I got to go back now. We're talking about 20 years ago, I'm assuming.
20 years ago.
I don't know if CBS originally owned that, right? There's been sales have been going on because that show originally aired either on the CW or UPN.
No, UPN.
On UPN. And I don't know if CBS owned UPN at that time. There's been a lot of sales and mergers and buying content and moving content around. And then if you think about it, if you are at CBS, you probably ain't even thinking about, on your list of shows you've acquired, the Parkers with Monique and Countess Vaughn is not one of those things that you're like, oh, what's the terms of that deal? And now, they have to go back.
The Parkers is like, when you take your kid to a birthday party and they get some good candy and you're like, oh, it's so good. This is in here. And they have like the dumbest thing in the bottom, like a a little toy that's gonna fall apart in 2 seconds. Like, oh, that's down there too. No, we'll just take it home. It'll be fine. It'll be broke in a couple of minutes. Who cares?
Right. And that's how CBS sees their show, and that's not how Monique sees their show. And hey, fight the good fight. We'll see what happens. It got you a special on Netflix because you embarrassed them for a while. Let's see if that works out.
And that special sucked.
Man, they are dragging. What's my man? Country Wayne. They talking about how bad his special is on Netflix because he's got a Netflix. When they were
Country
talking
Wayne's
about,
not funny.
He's not funny as nothing about Country Wayne makes me think he's going to have a successful stand-up act, and people were surprised that his stand-up. I haven't seen it, so I'm only.
Here's why people are surprised, and I know this is off topic, but this is going to be one of them off-topic days for us. Yeah. People are surprised because people are funny on Instagram or TikTok in a short format, but having to do a whole set of comedy, it's a lot of work. That's why I respect people like Kev on Stage. Kev on Stage is like, no, I'm a comedian first, and I have to really work this set out, and then I'm doing social media secondary.
And I don't know about that. Country, no. Kev on Stage started off as social media. He did not start off as comedy. He started off.
No, he was doing comedy. He was doing comedy, but he was only doing on church tours. It was only doing on church tours.
I may be able to rock with you on that. And there's other people who said the same thing about Country Wayne, that he is not Country Wayne. I mean Kev on Stage, that he's had his stand up is not great. But bottom line is the game has changed. You know. Yeah. Here's the thing. Country Wayne lives in McDonough, where I live. And he's got bread. Like, he's got a really...
He lives in McDonough, then, I've been to your area.
Well, you know, it's don't make it sound...
Don't do that.
Don't you do that. Don't you do that.
Okay.
So, but it's a lot of people who take farmland and they build... Whatever. It's a lot of people live in farmland and they take... But you know, you can go to Country Wayne's page and see... some of the videos and things that he produces. He just released a movie that he sold to one of them, Tubi or something, that was pretty man. So Country Wayne got bread. So he pretty much can go and with social media and the influencer market saying, it ain't about whether or not you're funny. Will people come and watch this special because you're on it? And even if they just watch it to say it's terrible, they still watched it.
They've watched it. They've streamed it. You've got your coins. You're ready to go. Yeah. But before we go more off into the comedy thing, let's talk about the update with the Writers Guild of America, the writers' strike. And it looks like the Writers Guild of America and studios reach a tentative deal, potentially ending a months-long strike that ground Hollywood. That's made Hollywood basically stop producing anything. Now, this is only for the writers. The actors, who still got a fight ahead of them, have not struck a deal. I think they are hardlining, and I agree with them, and Miguel agrees with them. They should be getting percentage of streaming, and that AI whole thing needs to be gone off into the dark and never be spoken of ever again. Those two things.
That's the challenge, right? That AI thing is not going anywhere. They're going to have to figure something out with that AI thing because AI ain't going nowhere, right? Yeah. So, you know, when you look at this thing, you say, okay, now the writers and the directors said, cool, we're going to agree to this, but you still have the issue of the actors who are most important. But then you still have this issue where every movie, every production ain't on the shelf. There's still stuff that's being worked. So you got these actors that are crossing the picket line. As you talked about Joe Jonas's or whatever Jonas, I don't know which one is married to the girl who kind of looked like the girl from Game of Thrones, but I don't believe you. She went over to Europe and did her movie, and I'm assuming that the strike does not affect people who shoot films overseas.
It does not affect anybody who is shooting in overseas. That's a separate deal they have over there where they can make money and all. Well, I think they make a different amount of money over there and everything. There's a different whole expectation over there, and I also don't think it affects Canada. I think there's like those two weird places where Canada and
it's
Europe
a lot of films being. When it's all said and done, it goes back to the union saying if you ever when we had my buddy Booker Madison on a few weeks back, ultimately it's like if you cross the picket line, then you no longer have the ability to be a part of the union, and then that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to destroy the union because that's in every industry. It ain't just acting; it's auto workers. There are several strikes that have been pending the last couple of months.
Aren't the black airport Workers of America on strike right now in Atlanta?
Exactly. I don't know. There's strikes that you've seen in the last month. I've seen UPS have been in conversations. The United Auto Workers, they might have struck. There was also somebody else that was affecting people in the trucking industry. We are at a crossroads right now in the labor space, and I don't care if it's just entertainment or if it's whatever, because of automation, because the business models are changing across the board, and now they got to figure this thing out. And with AI coming into this space and all these other automations that are coming into this space, it's
And listen,
it's
it's
tough.
not just labor unions who are affected.
Mm-hmm.
Again, me and Miguel are both in digital advertising, and Facebook made a drastic change, and this helps them with their AI algorithm. They
Mm-hmm.
changed a key part of targeting, where instead
Hold
of
on,
you
hold
just
on, hold on, hold on,
targeting
hold on,
people.
hold on, hold on, hold on.
Because I keep forgetting to give it to them. So here's that.
Right.
All
You
right.
said all that while you was off air. Yeah, that's right. It's brought to you by both of us, but you'll never see your logo, so whatever. So, all right, you started going into what's going on with Facebook, because there's a lot of small businesses out there that are trying to buy their own ads, and what's going on.
Yeah, so Facebook, and this is an AI thing where they're trying to automate as much as possible and fix their algorithm to do what they think is going to work. And what happened is they removed a key feature. They had a feature called located in when you would pick your location targeting. So I only want to
Mm-hmm.
target people located in Atlanta. I only want to
Mm-hmm.
target people located in McDonough. They've now
Mm-hmm.
changed that to I only to target to everybody, no matter what you want. The automatic targeting is located in or recently in / interested in, which that's basically everybody. That's
Yeah.
everybody. This
Yeah.
also allows bots, because I have been dealing with very angry clients now because of this update. We are getting bot traffic like nobody's business, because
Mm-hmm.
you don't have to be physically located in. You can just get a VPN, and your VPN will show that you've recently been in or is attached to a city. I've got
Mm-hmm.
2 cities who are driving all of my bot traffic, New York City and Miami. And I am trying to work through that to get all that traffic out. And that, again, it's not just labor people who are doing hard labor. It's people like
Mm-hmm.
me who are nowhere behind a computer. They're
Yep.
trying to find ways to make it easier for people to do this, but they're only making it harder for advertisers and businesses and small Black businesses who are
Mm-hmm.
trying to advertise and promote their business. It's crazy.
No, because that's what they know they can nickel and dime. That's the market they can nickel and dime, that you can get to do $10 ad spends, and oh, that didn't work. Let me put another $20, another $20, another $20. And next thing you know, you done blew a bunch of money with no strategy, and you have no idea and no chance of having any success.
Exactly,
Yeah.
because everybody can't hire a Miguel and a Kia. Like,
No.
I am actually now so
You
annoyed
can
with people.
hire
I'm like,
me. She's the one that's expensive. You can hire me.
I am expensive, and I'm not gonna lie. I am expensive. It's true. It's 100% true. I am expensive, but I feel so
I'm
bad for people
joking.
now. I'm like, listen, my rate is now $50 an hour ad hoc. I can't do everything you need me to do, but
Yeah.
fixing whatever BS Facebook gave you,
Yeah.
$50 an hour, I'll fix it.
Yeah.
My monthly rate is well over 1,000. Like, let's
Hey,
just
you
keep
got to
it
do
a,
what you got to
keep it a
do,
buck.
because time is money. But it's just the game that is played in these social media streets. There's a and this wasn't a part of, but we freelancing today.
Freelancing.
There is as we've talked about many times, Isaac Hayes III has got his deal with Fanbase, which is his
Platform.
app, and he has an ongoing battle going on right now, because he went on Clubhouse and promoted Fanbase on Clubhouse, which is, so what? You promoted it on Clubhouse, and the owners of Clubhouse started, oh, that's whack. That what I mean, how are you going to basically come on our platform to promote your platform? That's the game. So just because he black and he owns his own app, so what's happened is that Isaac is a very smart guy, and he's been running those ads and running that audio, because I guess in that space with Clubhouse and Fanbase and Twitter Spaces and all that stuff, eventually we got to like dabble in that audio room stuff. To me, it's just so much toxicity in that stuff of people
That's
getting
what
in
I'm
these rooms.
saying. Like, I really don't feel like going in a toxic room and basically prostituting myself for Life Full Circle Radio. Like,
Well,
that's what it
prostitute
would
yourself
be.
for Kid Shakur.
That's what I'm saying. And that's why you're just like, I want to do it, but we really need to, but I really don't want to.
I really know
'Cause
that energy that always comes in those audio rooms, but it's really helped him. And I'm an initial investor in Fanbase, so I'm like, go for it, buddy. I want
I
your
know.
valuation to go up. But it is it is legitimately the wild, wild west right now in
It
these
is.
internet streets. It really is, man.
And
And
everybody is, there are millions of podcasts out there, and a lot of them fail. And let me tell you one funny thing about Miguel and I. We do this for fun.
yeah,
Like like he
yeah,
said, he's driving all over Creation, going to basketball games. I got
yeah,
3 kids and a job.
yeah,
We
yeah,
talk mess and be funny on here because this is our space.
yeah,
I know people who have quit their jobs to start
yeah,
podcasts, and it does not work. Start
yeah.
YouTube channels. It has been even something, an article came up earlier today about a lot of kids who are in the 7th grade, 8th grade, know nothing about what they need to know in 7th or 8th grade. They're
Mm.
all banking on being a TikTok star, being an Instagram influencer. Like they're really banking on not some funny joke. That's what they want to do.
No,
And
I
their
get
parents
it.
are supporting them. And the kids are just failing in school. And the teachers are just like, so we're supposed to pass him and he knows nothing?
No, no, that's not how this works. You're right. There's people who may not make careers out of influencers. People like Sexy Red are coming out here and they're gonna make a little bit of money for a few years, and they're gonna think that's gonna last. And she already looks like she's a 40-year-old crack auntie. So just imagine in like 3 years when she continues
Not
to.
a,
Oh,
not a
did I
crack
say that
auntie.
out? Did I say that out loud? I'm sorry.
Not a crack
Um,
auntie.
so this stuff people have got to learn, man. People have got to learn what they're outside of this internet stuff, because there are people who are behind the scenes that can decide. Just like you said, Facebook used to be able to go there and put together decent campaigns if you study this
Oh,
thing, you feel like you knew what you were doing.
whew.
And that stuff is like, you think now it's like they like we flipping the script on you right now, and now you got to learn this all over again. I
When they
know.
dropped that iOS 14 update, they might as well have took a bazooka to everybody's business. Been like, yeah, you're dead. Forget you. Like, you don't know what you're doing now. Blah. Like, because there were
All
so many
right.
people like, I ran great ads, and then all of a sudden it just stopped failing. I'm like, yeah, because they made it so either you have to really know the game or have
Yeah.
a really tight end of your back end. But anyway, let's move on for the marketing mastery tip, because
All
we,
right.
you know
So
us,
yeah,
we'll do
yeah.
this all day.
Yeah, we'll do this all day. All right. Anyway, so that was your market master tip of the week, and outside of me calling Sexy Red the crack auntie. But anyway, all right. So, so let me see what else. So, where are we going next? I want to go to this whole thing with Anthony Anderson. Anthony Anderson is him and his wife are getting divorced. And as it is right now, he is ordered to pay his ex-wife Alvina Stewart at least $20,000 a month in alimony. From other things that I've read, if his income increases, and if you want to continue to set this up, feel free. If his income increases, he will have
Yes,
to pay her
he will have to
more
pay more.
depending on how successful he is. And I'm kind of here for that. I don't have a beef with someone who you were married to for 20 plus years, and you guys, and when you were broke, and you was a chubby dude in the Transformers movie, or you was whatever. And so, but what's your thoughts?
Oh,
Go ahead.
what was he in that we was one of his first roles with Tay Diggs?
With Tay Diggs,
Malibu's Most Wanted.
never
Remember?
heard of that movie before in my life.
You've never seen Malibu's Most Wanted?
Ever, never heard of that movie before in my life.
Cult classic. You have to watch it. It's got all your favorite black people in it, and that white boy who's Seth Green, Sean, not Seth Green. It's one of them boys. It is a cult classic. It is the dumbest thing you'll ever watch, but they used to play it on BET all the time because it is one of those black people movies. You have to watch Malibu's Most Wanted.
Malibu's Most Wanted. I sound like it really sounds like I'm gonna be really, really disappointed when I find this movie and try to watch it. Like it's gonna be really terrible. It's gonna be really
I didn't
terrible.
say watch it sober. That's not what I said. I said watch it. Don't watch it sober.
All right, but you sound like you frowned up a little bit when I said that she $20,000 a month. That's
Okay, so
it's not a
I
lot of
agree
money.
with you. I agree with what you're saying is that she deserves spousal support, because you're right. She has been with him for years. She's not some Al Pacino 18-year-old, let me get knocked up by your baby. It's not
You
like
will
that.
not leave that little young girl alone. Go ahead. You
Never.
slip that in there.
They were in a real relationship. They had
Yeah,
kids. They built a life together. I'm
absolutely.
pretty sure while he was trying to figure it out, she was working and she stopped. And, honestly, at this age, where's she supposed to go with 3 kids and your ex is Anthony Anderson? Who are
Right,
you supposed to marry at that point? So I get
right.
it. But if his income increases, she's supposed to get money? Because if his income increases, that means work he's done after they weren't together. So I don't feel she should have any rights to that money. The 20K should be set in stone. You're always getting 20K. It just seems like it's one thing to get what you're owed, and another
Mm.
thing to just be a greedy bitch.
God. So, you know,
Listeners, do you agree? Come
Yeah,
on.
y'all let us know what you think. Do you think 20K a month plus potential increases with any increases? What do you think? I am okay with the 20K a month. I obviously none of us are in their relationship to know what caused them to separate or what caused them to get divorced. My understanding, because he's a type 2 diabetic. My understanding, he was struggling with his health. She was there taking care of him every step of the way. As you mentioned, they've got children. I think he just finally finished Howard University. Wanted to finish when his child finished. It just Anthony Anderson is one of my favorites. But we just don't know everything that's going on at the house. 20K a month is, for the average, that's decent. You know what I mean? But for someone who lives in Hollywood, when you start hearing about the dude who one of the shows, anyway, it was
Yellowstone. I know exactly who you're talking about, and I can go in on her too. Kevin Costner's ex-wife. She
no,
wanted six.
go ahead,
She was.
finish that, but because there's somebody else who's selling this house for $55 million in Hollywood, and he was a producer of some show that everybody knows, that I don't know. But you saying Kevin Costner's what is his ex-wife asking for? His soon-to-be ex-wife, what is she asking for?
She wanted $60,000 a month. She wanted $60,000 a month,
Yeah.
and that's just spousal support.
Okay.
Then she wanted different amounts for the kids because they have smaller children. They're not like babies, but they're small.
Yeah.
So he wanted she wanted child support for them. So I think it came out to something crazy like $200,000 a month.
Wow.
When you added everything up together.
Wow.
And a lot of people, including myself, were like, girl, if you don't get out of here with that mess, like you have lost your rabbit behind mind. If you think 200K, come on, 200K a month ago.
I just, God willing, we'll see that one day. But I look at that type of stuff and say, if you getting that kind of money, Lord knows you better have some good and people managing your money, people helping you get some investment opportunities, something besides you just sitting back spending that dough. Because if I'm on the other side, even with the even with the Anthony Anderson situation, I'm gonna give you that 20K. But rest assured, every time they say I got to increase, I'm gonna be thinking about calling my lawyer again. Like, what do we got to do to get this stuff reduced? Because I'm tired of this mess. $200,000 with Kevin Costner. Like, girl, you better learn how to invest that money. You better become a tech investor, a philanthropist, or something to know how to make some money besides just waiting on me to make this money.
Be like Jeff Bezos' ex-wife. That woman walked away. What did she walk away with? Like 285 million. You know what she does? I'm going to invest in like 75 HBCUs. Here's $1 million each. Oh, there's dying kids in South Africa. Here's money for that. Like, she's always giving out money. But Kevin Costner's a happy update. The reason why she ended up not getting that money, and this is so stupid on her part, they were asking her, okay, so you're moving out of the marital home, because they always do a checklist of stuff, apparently.
Right.
And they're like, okay, so where are you moving the kids to? Oh, moving to a rental in Beverly Hills. Okay, what is a month? Oh, it's $40,000. And they were like,
where are you living is $40,000 a month to live? California is insane.
She ended up only getting $60,000 total for child support and alimony, and still moved into the $40,000 a month home.
Oh, then she coming back. She coming back for more. She ain't living off that 20K. You best believe she ain't living off that 20K. Kevin Costner gonna be making Yellowstone and Brownstone and Pinkstone.
He's making all the stones.
He gonna make all the stones and be making a whole lot more of white man savior movies, which he's famous for. All right, so what else?
Let's go to black people drama.
Black people, we going to black people drama? Do I need to? Is that
black people drama? No. Black people drama is not always what. It can just be regular black people drama.
All right, well, go ahead with your black people drama. What are we talking about now?
So this is me not. I'm actually gonna sit up straight because this is me not even trying to be funny anymore.
Sit up? Okay, all right.
Yes.
We're being serious. Okay. All right, Life on Circle family, we're being serious right now. He is being serious. Come on.
Chrisean Rock, if you are watching this show or listening to me, you are not a bad mother. You are not failing. Your baby daddy's a dodo bird. But you need to get off the internet. You need to stop looking for everybody else's approval and love and focus on being a mom and having a tiny baby who needs you. Because right now, I don't know, Miguel, you're following neighborhood talk now. You see all the crazy stuff these two do.
No. Don't try to put me in your neighborhood talk, the family. It's on my
Okay.
thread, but I ain't really following it like that. Go ahead.
Well, for those of you guys who don't know who, because a lot of our listeners, y'all grown, you don't give a damn about these people. So I'll let y'all know. Chrisean Rock is just some crazy girl from the Zeus show, and she met Blueface, a mumble rapper, and they had a baby, and they shouldn't have. Well, now she's failing miserably. They're offbeat. Remember, he can't stay on the beat.
Oh yeah,
He couldn't stay on the beat.
I have all I hear two names. There are two names in hip hop in rap. I didn't call them hip hop. Two rappers that I hear their name. I have no clue who or what they sound like. Blueface and NBA YoungBoy. I said, did he play in the league?
Oh,
Why is his
yeah.
name NBA YoungBoy? Did he ever play in the league? So
No.
mumble rappers, they don't get that attention from me. Go ahead.
But let me tell you, so what happened is she had her baby. She had her baby baptized at 1 week, which as a regular, me and Miguel are parents, we wouldn't even be taking the baby out the house to be dipped in nobody's water at 1 week old. She then took the baby to Walmart at 3 weeks, didn't have the baby's neck or body supported. The baby's basically doing a back bend. And she also had the dog with her. It was crazy. People commented on it. And someone recorded her instead of helping her, which is crazy. Then my last trouble situation, a lot of people who are like flooding CPS, is the baby has a hernia. The baby needs to have a hernia surgery. It was common with little boy babies when they have a hernia. It's not a huge deal.
When you don't take care of them, but go ahead.
When you don't take care of it. She missed the surgery for it. And for some reason, Blueface thought it was a good idea to take a picture of his son's genitalia and post it on Twitter. And that to me, it's just like, I hate to say this on the show, and it literally is breaking my heart to say this. I don't think this baby is going to survive if it's not taken. And I've never said that. It's too much. It's too bad. And no one seems to care. My mom asked, well, where's her mother? Where's her aunties? I've been surrounded by women since I gave birth to the twins, and thank God for that.
So this is Blueface. So I know, and I don't know all of the story behind her church home. Church I used to attend in Maryland, Spirit of Faith, Dr. Mike Freeman, him and his wife have a great ministry, very successful ministry out there. And I saw a video of him and Chrisean Rock some while back where I guess maybe she grew up in that church. Maybe that's what it's, but as far as her parents and all that, I don't know much about that. I think she's from the Baltimore area, which would make sense because Spirit Mike Freeman's church is in that region in the DMV. You know, these people who haven't been raised or have not really developed as individuals, going out here having kids, which is the easy part. Raising kids is the hard part. You know, I've seen the picture of this baby in the sling because I remember I had that sling with both my daughters.
Baby Bjorn.
Yeah, I had that and it was great. You know, it was a great way for them to feel your heartbeat and go to sleep. But yes, the baby head was all flopped back here, and I was just like, girl, what are you doing? I said, I can't not, you know, when I would have my babies, even when they got to the point they were too big to be there because they was kneeing you and they all heavy. You know what I mean? But you always instinctually are going to hold the baby's head and make sure that they're safe. And I just, man, I don't know, bro. We are really getting to the point of the have and the have-nots, the ones who are sensible and ones who are not. Somebody get to them. Spirit of Faith family, I hope y'all are pulling her to the side, pulling her in the office.
Absolutely. Of anybody, it should be her church family, but also it's how you were raised. I had my children later in life. I was a geriatric pregnancy, and I don't regret that at all because at 21, 22, I might have been a Chrisean. I might not even have been a Chrisean. My mom probably would have saw me and been like, that's my baby now, and you can come back and visit it whenever you want to. Like, But it's just hard to believe that no older woman is tapping her on the shoulder and saying, baby, I want to help you. And then we have celebrities.
These kids don't listen though, man. I hear you. I do, but she ain't listening to somebody. She ain't listening. I just can't believe she's listening.
Here's the interesting thing. There are celebrity women. We have who just had issues with her baby's daddy who's dancing with Usher. I can't think of her name. It's just
Keke Palmer.
Keke Palmer. Keke Palmer
Okay.
Posted a post saying, hey, I'll reach out to you. And Chrisean was like, can you just reach out to me? You didn't need to post into my comments. You have my number. You can just call me, which I was like, that's hilarious. But Chrisean's right. Are women who are famous, instead of posting this stuff of concern on social media, are you guys actually calling out to her management or whoever you can, or Whack 100 who used to manage her and say, hey, can I just get her number?
There's somebody named Whack 100. Is that a real person?
The manager, Whack 100.
His name is Whack 100.
Why are you saying that?
Do you hear how comical that name is? His name is Whack 100. Are you serious?
I have a whole light out and didn't even realize.
Oh my God.
There we go. I'm like, why do I? Yes, his name is Whack 100. He has he originally actually was on R. Kelly's team, as odd as that's.
That just really answers so many questions. This is the story I was talking about. Chrisean Rock gives back to her home church in Maryland doing tithes and offering. There's a video somewhere. I probably ain't gonna find it during this time, but Dr. Mike Freeman, as I mentioned, a Spirit of Faith Christian Center. They're in the Maryland area. Really very successful ministry. So Mike Freeman, Dr. Mike, y'all need to get to this young lady and see if y'all can save her situation, because this ain't it, bro. This young lady is out here, and people, and it's crazy. I'm so tired of seeing videos where there's traumatic things going on in videos, and people are actually recording tragic things going on in videos.
Yeah.
Like, drop the phone and go help.
If that was me, if I would have seen her in Walmart, I don't even have my phone out like that to record people. Right. But if I would have seen her, I gotta go into my auntie voice, but like, baby, that baby need to be up a little higher. Like, let's pull these straps up a little tight.
Let me help you with your straps, baby. I had that. Can I help you?
Let me pull your straps up, and get your dog out this Walmart, because she had her dog with her. So everybody was like, so your dog was with you, and you got your 2-week-old baby in Walmart.
And I bet you that dog had some clothes on, was looking all fly and everything, and the baby
freshly groomed, very dangerous mix of a boxer, Rottweiler, whatever that was. But anyway, Chrisean.
So that's why ain't nobody helping her, because she got this mixed breed wild animal next to her. They like, baby, hey, I like to help you, but I think that dog gonna bite everybody in this store.
You know what? You're probably exactly right.
I'm sorry. I'm not helping. If you got a Rottweiler pit bull mix and you got your baby, you on your own. You on your own. Like
people across the room throwing M&M just to get her attention. Like, hey, yo, baby, no, I'm not coming up there.
Especially if I got Snickers with me, I'm picking Snickers up. I'm just like, okay, get away from my dog. Snickers for your birthday. You snapping at him like, boy, you better come on here. You're not causing no attention to bring them over here. All right. So anyway, I don't know, man. All right. So anyway,
we get a little laughter. We can just go into what?
We might as well. Let's just go.
Woo! Okay. First, what? Yeah. We ain't forget about the entanglement, though. Will Smith turns off comment section under his birthday post to wife Jada Pinkett Smith. She needs to stop trying this, man. Because she also posted a video
of her and
Tupac singing "Parents Just Don't Understand" together. And people, Jada, we don't know what you're doing. It's hard to defend you, sweetie. We can't do it. It's hard. It's hard.
Jada is such a mess. I'm just like, it ain't like you doing this for the sake of Tupac is your friend. Tupac been dead, baby, for 25 years. We love Pac, but for the sake of your marriage, please stop posting pictures and videos of things of you and Tupac, because we all think that's where your heart went to the grave with Tupac, the way you be acting. And then Will Smith just continues to hold on. Will, brother, you my mans. I've been a fan of Will Smith, Fresh Prince, going back, brand new funk. Parents Just Don't Understand. You got a fly in your drink or something? What's going on? So, but Will is just like, and I don't ever really see. As much as I do this show every week and we talk about people and we talk about, half the time I ain't paying attention to these people. So I ain't seen a whole lot of video or you haven't seen Will and Jada in public, unless I'm missing something, since the slap her around the world. I haven't seen any public appearances, and that is going on at least a year and a half since that happened, right?
A year and a half since it's happened. Also, people need to get over the entanglement on the fan side. From their perspective, people need to get over the entanglement thing, though. Again, it was over a year ago.
It's fans. Fans ain't got nothing else to do. They ain't got nothing else to do but talk about people. These people on the internet have nothing else to do but talk about people.
But there's been plenty of women and men whose wives or spouses have cheated on them and they've taken them back and everything's been fine. And apparently they got an open marriage and everybody's cool with it.
Ooh, Remy Ma.
Oh my God.
That might be her what?
We just gonna stay in hot what with this. I would never believe Remy Ma would ever cheat on Papoose because they've been together for a very long time. He held her down while she was doing 6 years in prison. Not 6 months, y'all. 6 years. And then I got convinced when a video popped on my feed where she was talking with her artist or whoever that was, super close face to face, and she goes, the camera's right there, and he backed up like he got caught with his hands in the cookie jar. And I was like, oh, Remy Ma, why? And he's ugly. You gonna ruin your...
First of all, let's not sit up and act like Remy Ma's a looker. Remy Ma looks better because she got some bread.
You're a liar. Remy Ma is beautiful. Thank you very much. Her teeth are teething too much, but she's still very pretty.
I've seen Remy Ma from the beginning, pre-prison. I was, and Remy Ma, all this is work. All this is the dental work, and she put some Vaseline on her legs. She worked out a little bit. She eat a little bit better, but Remy Ma.
And she ain't got that. Remember that hair where it was all blonde on the bottom and it was asymmetrical and it was black on top? I remember that look.
But you know, it's, you know, to see, women cheat too. I'm saying this isn't new. You know what I mean? People always look at it like it's always the men who are doing the dirt. There's plenty of women that do dirt. There are
plenty of women who do dirt, but they tend to do it a lot better than Remy Ma and Jada Pinkett Smith.
These internet streets, it ain't. I don't understand. Fortunately, me and my wife will celebrate 15 years next month. 15 years married. Now, you know, I need to find my little applause joint. But I don't know how, but see, I was never the cheating type of dude anyway. You know what I mean? You know, I don't know how people cheat and just I don't know how they do it. It's too many cameras. There's too many cameras. There's too many people out here trying to keep stuff in the game. I don't know how people get out these streets and get into infidelity without people just accepting, yeah, I'm with a cheating man, I'm with a cheating woman, and keep it moving.
Just so you know, because I'm here to support you in your marriage, the gift for 15 years is crystal. So you have to get her something crystal.
You know what? See, mind your business.
Because Omar, my husband, who's amazing, he's so big on the traditional gifts for each year. Every year, this man has got me a traditional year. This year was iron. He got me cast iron pans because I love to cook. So he bought me the really nice, fancy, heavy cast iron pans.
Okay, that's dope. But you need to mind your business. You all in my pockets. Tell me what I got to go buy some crystal. Mind your business.
You've gone to multiple very expensive concerts. You can afford a little cheap crystal. Take your butt over to...
First of all, that's the problem right there. Once again, here's the problem right now. You ain't minding your business. That's part of the problem. But then the second part of the problem is that my wife don't accept nothing cheap. That's just not... I can't do nothing cheap.
Wait. Hold on. I gotta look at our favorite crystal jeweler.
Okay. All right, we can do this off air because now you about to cost me some money. I already feel it. Akintunde, get your girl. Swarovski makes gorgeous. I have a very nice Swarovski collection from Omar, and I love my Swarovski stuff. Yeah. And it's crystal. Okay. All right. You costing me money. It's time to move on. All right. So.
You got $125. Stop tripping. Anyway. Whatever. All right. So next story.
So yeah. What's the next story? Who else wilding out in these streets?
Let's see. I got more. Oh, this wasn't supposed to be a what, but let's just make it a what. Nicki Minaj's husband was put on timeout.
You said that pre-show. What is put on timeout? What does that mean?
I think we talked about this last week. How he was on the corner.
He was wilding on was it Offset or somebody, and then
with two of his old man thug felon friends. And of course, he has a parole officer who saw this and was like, "Oh, so this is what we doing? This is what we doing? Cool." Who reported to the judge. The judge said, "You're bringing your butt into this courtroom. We're gonna have a conversation." The judge put him on 180-day timeout, meaning house arrest, like legit house arrest. And Nicki Minaj,
dumb. I need to get that old Run DMC drop. You a dummy. You out here wilding. I saw part of it. I guess so. Offset was supposed to be in New York. And I guess they supposed to have beef for some reason. Is that the case? What is going on?
The beef is imaginary. The beef is literally imaginary because the girls have beef, which nobody has ever figured out why Nicki Minaj and Cardi B have beef. Nobody knows this information, but they do. Fine, whatever.
Well, you know why? That's easy because Nicki Minaj was the one at the time. And she was the one. She was the top female MC. Cardi B came in right behind her and took her shine. I remember that part. That's
seems very stupid. It seems like it could have worked. It seems like he could have gone against the label and been like, no, we're not going to go against each other. And if y'all don't like it, we don't care. We'll make it. It could have worked with them. It could have worked amazingly with them working together.
Two New Yorkers beef. They that's how they built their career. That's how a lot of New York rappers build their career. But finish your thought. So then
here's the
her
thing.
husband.
So her husband, Nicki Minaj's husband, decides to take up that battle for her and says something inappropriate about Cardi. Offset hears about it, DMs, and says something nasty, whatever. He might have been drunk. It seems like he didn't really care. He was just saying something in the moment. But Nicki Minaj's husband took it seriously. Now he's waiting outside of Offset's building where he thought he was with his 3 friends, saying, "We outside," on live, while Offset, who has forgotten about this whole thing, is with influencer Kai Cenat, doing a 24-hour live stream with him, eating hot dogs, answering questions, practicing dance moves, trying on Michael Jackson outfits and with Kai Cenat. Then the next day, he went to go perform at the Colorado game.
It's crazy, man. That's a whole world. And it's funny you say that. And we just, so we can get out of Hollywood second right now. So it's funny you say that because this influencer economy, it's like a whole lot for a few. Kai Cenat was the one who shut down New York about a month ago, right? He said he was going to give away some stuff.
Yes, he is.
I didn't know who this guy was. I was I was on Twitch because I go on Twitch to hear my favorite DJ spin. You know, whoever, Jazzy Jeff, TJB, what's up? Jay Finesse, what's up? But I go on there and I saw this Kai Cenat. I said, oh, so this is the guy. I turned it on for like 10 seconds. I said, what is this?
It's not for your age group. Not even a little bit for your age group. Yeah. It's literally for younger kids, maybe younger people. We'll put people and kids interchangeably. Yeah. But he literally just does fun, goofy stuff in his basement with his friends. They smoke weed, they dance, they play around, they play video games, they talk mess. That's all they do. And he does these 24-hour streams. Yeah. He has sponsors. He makes a lot of money doing it.
24
hours.
He's just a goofy black kid. He'll sit on the screen for 24 hours. Just people will watch him for 24 hours.
Not by himself. It's never just him. It's always like, so the way it looks like it's set up, he says he owns his house. I feel like he lives with his mom because it's just a safety thing. And he just has the basement floor. So he'll be sitting there and he'll be talking, answering questions. He'll play a video game for a little bit. And then all of a sudden there'll be a knock at the door. His friends will come in and they'll bring food. And then they'll all have like a little mukbang where they're eating food together. Then they'll stop eating food. They'll play a video game.
What is a mukbang?
You are so old. So mukbang is basically you sit in front of a camera with food from a new place you've never tried before, and you eat, evaluate the food, and you talk.
You know, here's the thing, and I wanted to talk about this thing because you're right. You're right. In regards to this, I'm old. I'm looking at this thing like word, but then once again, as I mentioned, Isaac Hayes was talking about this on my man was talking about this on his. He said he believes that Kai Cenat will be a billionaire within 5 years. Because
I think he'll be on the Mr. Beast level very soon.
Right, and who is Mr. Who? Take some notes, bro, because you know we you know she throwing out names and these youngins are out here just getting on the streams.
Let's just do a quick old guy education session.
Yeah, let's do that.
Mr. Beast is a white version of Kai Cenat, but he's been doing it longer. Okay. He used Twitch and social media to build a gigantic platform, so big that he actually has products in Walmart, like food products in Walmart. He owns his own hamburger spot.
Mr. Beast or Mr. Beast? Mr. Beast is Mr. Beast. Tyson Knotts. Who is Tyson Knotts? I'm about to send you the link. You about to pull you on the show. Who is Tyson Knotts? You know who that is?
I think he's trying to spell Kai Cenat, and he's saying it's stupid.
That's probably what it is. So this influencer,
but his real name is James Stephen Donaldson, or Professor Mr. Beast. He's an American YouTuber, entrepreneur, and he's a philanthropist for real. Like not on some play stuff. I would watch his videos just out of curiosity. Right. He will be somewhere. And he will see a nice waitress who's been nice to service, and he'll sit in the bar the whole time and just watch her be nice to multiple people. He will go to a dealership, buy a car, cash, drive that car back to the restaurant, and give it to the waitress. Like, you were just really, really nice to people, and I really appreciate it. Here's a car.
You know, if you got the money, I get it. I get what you're saying. That's all well and good. These guys are making, these people, and not just her, because we talked about a few weeks back with the girl who was popping popcorn in her hair dryer.
Pinky doll.
Pinky.
Ice cream so good. Ice cream so good.
And I just, God, Lord, have mercy. And
You
you
just
know,
haven't found your niche yet. I think if you found your old guy gray spot like Della Reese niche, then you'd be like good to
that
go.
was pretty slick. I like gray spot like Della Reese. I get that. That was cute. I got something for you though. You know, but it's I don't know who, and I'm going to start doing that research on who in an older generation is able to have this level of success. Now, there are people who are doing it, and you know what they're doing? They're doing it like the
Tab.
shade, huh?
Tab.
Tabitha Brown, sure, she's doing very well. You know, you look at Shannon Sharp. But it's real content. It's long
It's
term. It's
not like Mr.
podcasting.
Beast.
It's not
Yeah.
just sitting there in front because nobody's going to take me seriously sitting up here saying, "Popcorn so hot, popcorn so hot." You know what I mean? Like, come
But
on,
no,
man.
think about it. You could be the grumpy dad at basketball. Think about all the basketball trips you guys do in a regular. You could, men your age could relate if you were the grumpy basketball dad. They could relate.
Well, here's the thing: if the cameras was rolling at these games, I am the grumpy basketball dad. I actually am. Anybody that comes to the game, shout out to the Georgia Pearls because man, we played a team this weekend and they was wilding, and I'm up here. Nobody else. It's 500 people in the gym, and I'm the one screaming, "Fix the behavior! That foul is crazy!" You know, but you know that's just me.
Okay, grumpy basketball dad.
I am a grumpy
honestly,
basketball dad who protects all my
don't
kids.
even
Not
really want to
just
be
mine,
there.
all the teams. If they are Georgia Pearl, I'm protecting all of them. But go ahead.
And the dad who doesn't really want to be there. If they would have been like, your girl's going to play this basketball game, or you can just stay home and watch TV all day. I'm going to stay home and watch TV all day.
Nobody will believe that in my world. But I get what you're saying. It's finding your niche in this internet world, and there's so much access. Because man, we started this thing. I told people the other day. I said, me and Key have been doing this show for 15 years.
Yeah,
I was like,
I took it for granted.
Yo, for real. It was like we had an audience, a strong audience. We were on Block Talk Radio, just doing radio. I don't know. We probably was doing on the phone. Now I'm on here with fancy mics and all this type of stuff. We were sounding like AM radio, and we were doing all these great interviews. I think we got tired for a minute.
We were getting 3,000 downloads and listens a week, and didn't even know until we happened to look at the numbers and be like, "Who's really listening to this?" And it's like, no, all these people are listening to this consistently and download this information. That's honestly the biggest, not biggest regret me and Miguel have, like podcast wise. It's a huge regret that we didn't, dive deeper into
didn't
it.
dive
But
into
again,
it, like but it's all good.
It's fine. We don't care. It's not
we're doing, and there's some big things on the horizon that because I'm so busy in business and other areas that this is gonna get the focus it needs. But until then, we're gonna enjoy this thing every week and every
I'm
step
just tagging along for the ride. Honestly, I'd be waiting for Miguel to be like, "Hey, Kia, can you pack your stuff and come? We're gonna do this live for real." Okay, cool. Let's go.
It's getting ready to happen. You might as well pack up one more on the kids, and it's about to happen. But anyway, so before we get up out of here, what other stories do we need? Because I'm hungry. We can have dinner before the show.
There were some fun stories that let's just go ahead and talk about Stephen A. Smith and old boy beefing.
Yeah, Stephen A. Smith, which Stephen A. Smith is a piece of work, man. And so and it's so crazy because generally speaking, in these world, we generally like to rock with the brothers. And Stephen A. Smith, I don't have an issue with him personally. I understand his shtick. I know what he's doing. But now he's supposed to be beefing with Terrell Owens, and it goes back to something happened on air. It looks like there was some suing going on, and Terrell Smith trying to be relevant. So it said the athlete and journalist reignited long-standing beef last weekend when Owens reshared a video on social media saying Smith's former co-host Max Kellerman was blacker than Stephen A. Smith, which of course is gonna So here's the thing: Max Kellerman, who used to be the co-host with Stephen A. Smith on his show First Take, he was one of the casualties when they did their cuts last summer.
Yeah.
And Max Kellerman is a boxing guy primarily. Stephen A. Smith. People always say when it came down to pairing people together, when they put Stephen A. Smith, and this is because this is my background, I get this. When they paired Stephen A. Smith with Michael Irvin, I was like, oh, that's just too much loud in one show. You just can't have people yelling back Everybody yelling back and forth. Everybody yelling back and forth. That's too much.
Wait, when Miguel told me this, I didn't get it, and when I thought about it, I was like, he's exactly right. It's too much loud.
It's too much loud. It's too much loud. So generally, when you have someone who's loud like Stephen A. Smith, you got to have somebody who's more sensible, who's going to be his debater. Max Kellerman was relatively sensible in his delivery, but they didn't like each other. Stephen A. Smith is the superstar of ESPN. There was a time where he got fired for a while, and he came back. As loud as he is, he was much more controversial before he got fired back in probably the late 2000s, early 2010s, before he came back to ESPN. And he's done well for himself. The whole situation of everybody spinning around and all that. But anyway, long story short, Stephen A. really pretty much feels now that he can say and do anything that he wants, right? And Terrell Owens is probably doing what he wants to do. He's trying to make himself relevant by stirring up the pot with the biggest mouth in broadcasting, which is Stephen A. Smith, and now they're in a feud. You know, well, here's what's not going to happen. Terrell Owens, you're not going to be Shannon Sharp because you don't know how to play second fiddle too well. You think you always got to be the star, so that ain't going to work.
And that's the other thing, that apparently they saw each other at the Colorado game, not this recent Colorado game, the one last week, like the big one against Colorado versus Colorado. And, you know, they both say, well, you saw me and why didn't you say nothing then? And everybody's like, y'all not going to embarrass us when we have a black coach who's doing an amazing job. Sit y'all old butts down and y'all talk about this later. I think like a lot of beef, I with their beef, I kind of chalk it up to like reality TV beef, like, is it really that?
It is. It really is. And when you old and you 50 plus, like I know Stephen A. I know Stephen A. 50 plus. I think Terrell is pushing it. He should be close if he's not 50 yet. He should be close. But the relevance that these guys are looking for, Stephen A. is already relevant. He's all over ESPN. He's everywhere. He can do whatever he wants right now. But Terrell is looking for what is his space? He's been out the league now probably 8 to 10 years.
He's not the league. He's done Dancing with the Stars. He also had a reality show on VH1, but all these things were short-lived. They didn't need to be. I mean, he could have easily gone into sports commentating, coaching, anything. Terrell you better stop it. Every time you and Omar gonna stop shutting me down when I make football comments.
Because you don't know what you're talking about. I'm just keeping it real with you. When it comes down, you know, Terrell Owens ain't nobody's coach. I mean, he might.
Mom! Miguel's being mean to me.
You know what's so funny? And I'm about to call up my man's Keith Reed because he jumped on one of my posts and want to challenge me on the Deion Sanders.
Please don't. I'll be good. I swear. Please don't call Keith.
So no, Terrell Owens, maybe he could be a coach. I don't know. You know, he was a great wide receiver. He was an amazing guy. He was an amazing ball player. Some people are not cut. Everybody ain't Deion. First of all, ain't nobody Deion but Deion.
Nobody is. But let me say why I said that. I just when I see Deion be so great, and I think of all these great black athletes, I'm like, why aren't y'all doing more? Why aren't y'all coaching? Even coach high school. Do something. Don't just be out here wearing your jewelry, owning car washes. Go do stuff. Go do stuff.
Hey, you know what? You got a successful car wash making money, do you? Terrell Owens needs it. He should have made enough money. He should have been back, you know, whether it be, you know, doing whatever besides trying to be a reality TV show, going on Dancing with Stars and all this garbage. He should be doing something else by now, and he's not. So it is what it is. He's trying to get himself, stir up some nonsense with Stephen A. Smith, get some interviews, because now he can go to Fox to do some interviews and talk about Stephen A. Smith over there. I guess that's his plan, or go on somebody's blog.
Before we wrap up, I have one thing. We haven't done this in a while. What is Miguel watching? And then we'll do what is Kia and Omar watching. So what is Miguel and Tracy watching?
We are watching The Chi. So we don't have a lot of great choices, right? I'll be honest with you right now, because The Chi is one of them shows. We didn't spend the last 6 seasons watching this, and it's kind of like, all right, let's get ready to wrap up. So we're trying to finish that up. They just had their mid-season break, and that's a whole different conversation because people will say, well, The Chi has been trying to, and this is a bunch of really misogynistic men. It is what it is. They've been forcing that agenda down our throats and blah 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 blah. Lena Waithe is the creator.
I don't watch The Chi.
So you don't watch The Chi, okay? So The Chi is a story that is followed.
No, I know the story, but what agenda are they trying to push down everybody's throat?
Well, because it's the LGBTQIA agenda, right? Because Lena Waithe is
the writer. What did y'all think was going to happen?
Right. Get out of here. Right. So, you know, there is Luke James is a character. He's with a transgendered partner. There's two moms that are married raising kids. You know, it's all through the story. And so a lot of brothers are like, oh, why they forcing stuff down our throats? Whatever. But the show itself took a turn when the brother, I can't remember his name right now, but he played Eazy-E in.
I know when he left, not so much left as got fired.
He got fired because he sexually harassed one of the other cast members, and it took a totally different turn the last 4 years. It's okay. The writers kind of had these ebbs and flows. I'm just ready for it to wrap up. So because we watched it so long. Then we're also watching Power Force, and the writers. You can tell that there's no writers in the room there. It is getting worse and worse.
But they don't give a damn. They never did, even when there was writers in the room. Stop it. You watch horrible stuff. I can't with you anymore. You're done with your list of stuff.
Whatever. Hey, let me finish up before you get into what y'all watching. We started watching Billions. Did you watch Billions?
Oh, we started watching Billions too.
So we started watching Billions. It is slow as.
It's Succession.
Succession. I tried to watch that a few years back, and it was pretty slow too.
It's very slow, but you have to be someone who really, and me and Omar have to take breaks from it too, but you have to be someone who really wants to listen to the dialogue. The little bitty itty pieces of the dialogue, you have to want to listen to it. And when you watch shows like Power and Shy, it like melts your brain so you can't listen to other shows.
No, I'm not gonna let you get away with that one because I watch very mature television. That is our candy, yo. So that is our candy, the Power series. And then anyway, what are y'all watching?
I would love to recommend The Other Black Girl that is on Hulu. That stars, I forget the two girls who were starring, so sorry, but it also stars Garcelle Vivier. And if you know Garcelle was Fancy on the Jamie Foxx show. She's back and she's in the series. And it's basically like a black horror show or thriller from the workplace perspective. And it's very good. It involves black hair.
It's called what now?
It's called The Other Black Girl and it's on Hulu. It is very, very good.
Okay. All right.
The other thing we are watching is The Continental. If you are a huge John Wick fan like me and my wonderful husband Omar are, they dropped the Continental series, which is about the hotel in the John Wick series. And it's really good. It's 3 episodes dropping every Friday. I don't like that format of drop every Friday, but yes.
3 episodes dropped every Friday, so I wonder how many they're going to drop. I don't know what it is about
3.
John Wick.
It's 3 total.
So the whole show is 3 total?
Yes, that's what we hate it. That's what we're annoyed right now. Like, you guys did not need to do this. You could have just.
Oh, so that's it. They just dropped all 3 of them and said, y'all go about your business, watch it, and be done with it.
It could have, and it didn't.
So every time I try to get into John Wick, it does not keep me engaged. I keep trying to watch it. Huh?
We love it. Me and Omar love John Wick.
But maybe the common denominator is, what is his name? Who stars as John Wick?
Keanu Reeves.
It's him, because I didn't get into the Matrix either. I don't know, something
different from the Matrix in this one.
But it's got to be Keanu Reeves that turns me off, because when he fights, it looks very robotic and fake. Like, this dude can't really fight. I'll go over and punch him in his chest and knock him down.
Well, in John Wick, he does a lot of hand-on fighting, but it's really his gun work. And apparently he had to go through a lot of practice in an armory to go through the gun work of dropping it and picking it up and slipping it between your arms. And it's very crazy how he does it. And also in the series, there's a multitude of people that build the story. You got your John Leguizamo. You've got your can't even name anybody else because it's just John Leguizamo. Is this
John Wick or is this this other series?
This is John Wick.
Okay.
If you watch John Wick, you cannot watch The Continental without watching John Wick, because it'd be like, oh, this is just a stupid building. Why should I care? But if you watch the John Wick series, you realize this hotel is extremely important. It is a part of the New York. I love it. I love John Wick.
No, and I will try to, because right now with all the writers on strike, none of my shows are getting ready to start coming back on. So, because we love, I'm a big Chicago. I love Chicago Fire, Chicago Police.
I do too. They're not even bringing back Law and Order.
Yeah, all those shows that we generally watch. So we can be looking for stuff to watch. And then we lost the guy. I know the guy, my man from The Wire, who was in the John Wick series, who passed away, I think, earlier in this year.
Yes, his name is Sharon in the John Wick series. And I don't know if he was meant to get shot in the series in episode 4, but he does die in that series. I don't know if they knew in advance or he'd already been planned on, but it was, I cried because when you realize he died, and this is not really spoiling, but he dies in this last film, when you realize he dies in real life, it's just like, crazy.
So anyway, so that's what we watch. Anything else I'm watching? Watching Dion. I'm watching all the casuals who are so happy that he lost. Like he said, he came out was going to win the national championship. He didn't ever say that. He knew his team was not going to be that. His team is growing, and like I said on my post,
Then they play USC this weekend.
yeah, you give him 2 years to get some big uglies in the middle, and they're gonna be better. All right. Anyway, that's it. Hopefully, I'll find out my schedule for next week. I think we'll be back next week. I'll let you know, Kia, because first time you're hearing it. Because we're going to Greensboro, and I know I'm gonna be tired as all get out because we're gonna be screaming and hollering on the sidelines.
I need to get a MacBook so I can run the show when you're not around. I guess that's my.
That's your thing. So you
gotta, pulling teeth, baby. It's like pulling teeth.
Come on now. There's a whole lot of halfway cheap MacBooks you can get out there. You step up. Get over here with the grown people who got real computers. All right, so we appreciate y'all, man, as always. Thank y'all for hanging out with us.
I'm out. He trying me.
Nope.